Hey man, it's really good to talk to you again, man. How you been, all right?
Yeah. It's been fairly busy, and but now I had two and a half. Oh, here we go. Two and a
Hey,
half weeks at home, so it's been good.
that's good.
Spending time with the family during Christmas and New Year and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been cool.
Did you have a good Christmas and New Year? Was it cool?
Yeah, easy. I came home like a week prior or like 5 days prior, so I had time to turn the jet lag around and just it's a white Christmas, a lot of snow, very cold in Sweden. So yeah,
I'd swap
it's been
you.
nice.
I tell you what, it's hot.
I'm not sure you would. I'm not sure. You stay here for a week or so, and then you'd be like, I'm going back.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think it'd be the same here. But man, as I said, it's good to talk to you again. It's been like 12 months since I've seen you,
Yeah,
maybe
man.
under.
Yeah,
How do you?
yeah. It's been the album's been out for a bit, and we've been touring the world, and yeah, we're coming back to Australia, which is awesome. We were there in March, so yeah, or April, March, whatever it was.
Mate, I tell you what, this tour is going to be incredible. I mean,
Yeah, it's.
I mean, Inflames and Kreator together. I mean, we're pretty spoiled. We don't. We're all the way down. You know how far away we are. For us
I
to
know
get up to like,
it takes a minute to get there.
oh mate, it's like you pass Hobbits 5 times by the time you get here. But I tell you what, it's crazy, man. It's this tour. We don't get that down here.
Yeah,
We're so
I
excited.
mean, I play in Inflames, and I don't get that either. To me, it's a dream come true playing with Kreator because they are one of the bands, and especially Mille, being the reason I sing the way I do. I started sing the way I do. So, I started listening to them in 86, 87. So I heard them, I was like, oh, I want to do that. So when we started Dark Tranquility in the late 80s, that was one of the biggest inspirations for me. So being here now that many years later, it's like really fucking cool.
That is really cool, man. Especially as you said, like you grew up listening to it. Have you played with those guys before? You would have played shows with them before.
We played a few festivals, and then way back when we did like a small um festival tour ish in Europe. I don't know how many shows we played. Let's say it was five, six, seven. I don't remember. I think it was called Summer Metal Meeting or something. It was, you know, Kreator, Sodom, and Grip Inc. Who else? Exodus were probably on there too, and a few more. Samael was on there, I guess. Yeah, I can't remember, but it was a long time ago. But we played shows, but this is the first time in more recent years that we do something together.
And do you remember the first time you met Millie? Do you remember that moment where it's sort of like you meet your hero and
Uh, Not really. I probably had a few beers under the belt, so I, but it's been very cool. I I actually got to record him too because I was working as a producer and I work with a German band called Caliban, and I got to record an album for them in Germany, and he came guest vocal. So it was really weird for me hearing him sing and tell him like maybe you have to do that again. Like I could, because meeting your hero and tell them that okay, it was great but not good enough, do it again. That's such a weird situation. But I mean, he's awesome. So it's very very cool to we get to do this now.
absolutely, man, absolutely. I've had him on the show a few times before, and he is nothing but cool.
Yeah. Every
Oh,
time we meet, it's really really cool. So I have the utmost respect for the band, and it's gonna be great. And for metal fans too to come to see this, and you get both bands for the same set length, and we get to for us we get to play more stuff than we did back in when we did the Knotfest.
yeah, yeah.
Because I want to present In Flames like the whole In Flames. We're not just a few songs. We're not a album. We're like 14 albums in, and I want to showcase the early days and the mid years and where we are right now. So And I think the same way goes for Kreator, you know. So it's going to be a really cool night.
So I mean, with all those albums, how do you even go about putting a set list together that makes everybody happy, plus the fans, because you've got generations of fans now, like
Yeah, yeah,
the journey, but how?
yeah. Well, I mean, it is. We try to satisfy everyone, but it's difficult. You know, there might be a someone walking away being like, ah, they didn't play my song, but maybe we at least play the album that you like a song from the album. Might not be your favorite from that album, but you know, as I said, I look to our discography and try to showcase who we are. You know, like I said, we're not just Foregone. We're more than that. We're not just Clayman. We're more than that. We're everything. And we've been with our band. We try not to stay in the same place, even though we try to have the same soundish. I mean, we talked about this before, so uh, it's yeah. I want to show everything that's us. You know, so hopefully you get something at least from yeah, from, as I said, from a favorite album or whatever. It's you know, we try to satisfy everyone, but also ourselves. You know, we don't want to play the same thing
Hmm.
all the time, and it's nice to go back and do some deep cuts and be a little bit more like, whoa, wow, this sounds cool now with this lineup, and yeah, I love to revisit where we, you know, where we come from. It's important, you know.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And well, talking about Foregone, I love that album, dude. It
Thanks, man.
like
Yeah.
it came and just slapped me across the face. It was such it's such a good album, dude. Like, how's it been? Obviously, you mentioning about, it being a varied set, but how's it been taking that across the world, global now, and getting the feedback firsthand and seeing those songs?
um it's been, yeah, it feels like we hit a lot of the right spots for people, and it seems like yeah, we covered a lot of grounds within the in discography with this album. I feel it's an album that maybe works as an introduction to the band, where we've been, where we are, and the song fits so well within a set next to the older tracks. It's
Yeah.
almost like it goes, you know, seamless from Lunar Strain into this one. In a way, I mean, some people might be like, ah, he's out of his mind. I don't agree at all. But for me, when we play those songs today, not maybe when you play the albums back to back, they do some different times, different producer, different instruments, a younger version of the band, whatever. But when we play this now with this lineup and the same amps, the same drum heads, and same vocalist, you know, same bass, then it feels really good, very natural. It's not something where it goes like, oh, so strange, and it seems like people are taking it in, you know, and yeah,
That's awesome, man. Because yeah, as I said, I really, really like that album a lot. And
yeah, no,
hopefully we'll get a few cuts from that as well. Is
sure, you
that the
sure
plan?
will.
Excellent.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure.
And of course, Chris Broderick's out there on guitar with you too. How's it been traveling around the world with him?
Well, now he's been in the band for, what is it, 5 years or whatever. It's so
Yeah.
it's great. He's an amazing guy, and obviously we knew him from back in the day as well. So we it wasn't on a social level. It was very easy, you know. And he's a great guy. He cares about his guitar and his health. That's about it, which is awesome.
Does that
uh,
rub off on everyone else?
Health, no. Uh, but no, no, no. I mean, obviously, having the right people at the right place, it
Yes.
helps the dynamic, and it's great. You know, him, Tanner, and now Liam, who's been with us since the summer. It's the dynamic is great, you know, and it helps me and Björn too. It's a good balance and good mixture of people, and then, I mean, super talented musicians. So if they're great, we have to be great. So yeah.
And as we mentioned before, you were here for Knotfest, which was really good. And man, since then, you guys just hit the ground running. Like last year just seemed like it was really, really busy for you, man. Like, looking back in the grand scheme of things, how was it for you personally? How was 2023, the fateful year?
Yeah, no, it was a good year. We had the Foregone album with us for a
Mm.
while before it was released, so it's good to you know release it on into the wild. 'Cause then I can get rid of that feeling. Like it's now it's yours. It doesn't belong to me anymore. Here you go, run with it. So that was cool. And then touring and what we just talked about, seeing the reception and
Yeah,
just like I love it. I want to tour more and more and more. I fucking love it now. I mean, it's after COVID, it's such a special moment. Every single show is special. Every person you meet is special, and it's yeah, I love it, man. I'm in a good place. So yeah.
that's awesome, man. Because one thing I did see when you were down here, and it was one of the coolest things I've seen. I think it was in Melbourne. I don't know if it was good things or not Fest or the sideshow, but there was a video of someone in a wheelchair being lifted up during the set. Um,
Yeah,
and that's just incredible, man. Like having everyone band together and all your fans, that must be
yeah,
something
yeah,
very
yeah.
special, man, for you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's why I'm part of this scene. It's such a. I mean, I know there's a harsh, what do you say, harsh climate online, and people write all kinds of shit. But when you get down to it, and when you meet people in real life, it's a whole different atmosphere, and it's nothing but love. And that's why I wanted to be part of this scene to begin with, and to see that, and that, oh, like we take away those moments, and they mean more to us than people might realize. Like
Mm.
all these things that end up on your into your hard drive, and you bring it out next time you create a song or you create an album or whatever. So yeah, yeah, it's yeah, I love it.
You'd probably see plenty of moments like that over your way too. The big
Oh
festivals,
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
big
yeah,
stuff, you know?
yeah. No, I've seen fucking insane moments where I saw where we played a show in States, not last year but the day before, which this is scary and you shouldn't do it. But I there was like a mom crowd surfing with her infant on her stomach, which was just insane. Like that's a no, but it's
Yeah.
at the same time it's such a crazy moment. You'd be like, what the? It's yeah. So we've seen, and there's been a few crowd surfers in wheelchairs too, and they go just nuts, which is, and people are so gentle, and
Mhm.
you know handing them over to the security, and these big scary looking security dudes, which are super nice. They just take them down, and just, yeah, it's awesome, and everybody having a good time. And um yeah, it's awesome.
Just not dogs and babies.
Well, I have not seen. I don't think dogs should be at the show
Oh,
because of the volume. I mean, babies should not be at the shows
yeah.
either. But it's yeah. No, but when people are having a good time and enjoying themselves, and it's no one's get hurt, and that's also something we see. There's a lot of circle pits going around, but people are like, if somebody falls down, they push people away and help them up, and it's a nice feeling.
But your pits can get pretty bonkers, man. I will say
Yeah,
it can get pretty
yeah.
full. I've been in one. It was a good
Oh yeah,
time, but man,
yeah.
like, whew,
Yeah, I mean, we like when people go crazy and have a good time. That's
yeah.
that's what it is about. The world is a fucking insane place. Like, there's so much shit going on in the world, but you should come to the show and just let go of all that stuff, and just let that disappear for 70 minutes or whatever, however long we get to play, and just, you need that breather, you need that, reset, and maybe you go out in the world and do something good after.
That's a hey, that's a good way of looking at it. That's
Yeah,
get rid of that bad energy and then go and mate, do something good. There you go. I
yeah.
think that's a good way of looking at it. But of course, you've had the Jester head figure, which I'm hanging to get my hands on. Holy
Yeah,
shit, I need it. If you got one there, you can just pass through the screen because I'm on the hunt for one. But man, it looks amazing. And the
yeah,
graphic novel as well came out.
dude. That is amazing, especially like that's the special edition, which is a big book and it's hardcover, and it's for me it's like a dream come true to have that, you know, to see that and hold it, and yeah, it's very very cool, and the guys that created it's super talented, you know.
Is that something that you've wanted to do for a long time to bring maybe all the albums and the lore together? Is that something that's
Yeah,
been
I mean when we got to meet the right people that could do it, and it's like this is their interpretation of what we do and what we created. So it's not us sitting there and say you should do this, you should do that. These guys are just phenomenal. But for me to watch that come to life and see, you know, like I saw the early drawings, the script, and the, you know, the direction they were heading. It was like, whoa! I can't wait. I mean, I can't wait myself to get my hand on it. And now that I do, it's just it feels it. Yeah, it's such a cool thing, you know. Talking to the younger version of me and saying, okay, you should you will have this in the future, and you will, you know, your music will create these offspring. So what do you want to call it? I'd be like, yeah, no way, it's not gonna happen. And now it's amazing, amazing. And then that's what I love about this too, the art and what it's inspired. And I meet fans doing drawings and their interpretations of the songs and stuff like that. It's very very cool to see, from kids to grown-ups, to see what they do. It's just awesome.
Does that inspire you musically though, or lyric?
100%, 100%, 100%. I mean, it gives me, you know, the energy to
Hmm.
do what we do. You know, it's that's and that's why we like to tour so much too, because you get that inspiration back. If the people will be totally dead, we won't do as good, and if we're totally dead, the people won't go off either. So it's a constant trade of energy, live or outside the show, when you meet people. And so yeah, especially after COVID, especially after what happened, and you know, you felt like, okay, everything this might be the end of it, you know. That was such a weird and sad feeling, like.
Hmm.
So that's now where everything is like, yeah, every moment is special, every moment counts.
So you grew up with comics and action figures and stuff as well. Is that what you were saying before? Like, is that
Yeah, I mean, remember friends in school, we were, you know, getting the Star Wars stuff and all those originals. You know, if I would have kept all that stuff, man, that would have been something special. But they're gone. You know, I don't have anything. I maybe have some little thing in a box somewhere, you know, my parents' house, or as a storage or whatever. But yeah. And comic books were. I went to school reading comics, and you know, I was doing. I was taking drum lessons when I was very young, and that I had to take the bus into Gothenburg because we lived outside of Gothenburg, and next to the school I went to, there was this secondhand where you got to trade in the comics. So you bought a few, and next week you came, you trade in the other ones, and you paid a little bit extra, and you got a new bunch. And I did that for a long time. So yeah,
what was your jam? What were you reading?
it was like all this, the Modesty Blaze. We had there were a lot of different uh, you know, black and white. I don't remember exactly the names of all those like old hardcore cop series or whatever, but also like, you know, the usual whatever young shit you were reading, and you know, Superman and all that stuff, and yeah, things like that. So yeah, now there's so many stories and so much, like there's different universes. I go into comic book these days, I'd be like, oh, I need a guide to find me some good stuff, you know. But yeah,
Oh man,
the
it's a hard thing to do. Jump back in, hey.
yeah, no, but I still do. I mean, last time we were in LA recording stuff, I asked a friend of mine to take me, and I buy these hardcover of stuff, you know, like shit that I haven't seen for a while, and so it's very cool. And I love the art too, you know, like the Sandman stuff and all that, like the artwork, and
Yeah.
there's new stuff as well where I'll be like, oh wow. I got what's the Riddler, like the who was in the last Batman movie. I saw a comic quite recently of that, and that artwork is fucking amazing. And like fairly new Joker comic book that was so super cool, you know. So yeah, there's stuff in there.
I love all that stuff. Oh, if you couldn't
Yeah.
tell, I'm
Yeah, no, I can, I see it, I can sense it.
Said's the 40-year-old virgin who's got kids.
Yeah, well, you know, it's good. We still, you know, that's
Young.
still fun to me, you know, like
Yeah.
like I don't ever want to grow up.
Man. You know, play metal, all this stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Young. It does.
Yeah.
It's me young. But talking about art, of course, you started a clothing label, Clayman.
Yeah, I have Clayman as well with a friend of mine, Mark Kowalczyk, who's up in Calgary in Canada. Yeah.
Man, how long ago did you start that? Because it looks amazing. I've just jumped.
We've been around for many years now, and we're doing a drop every sort of 6 months or something like that, with different shirts, and it's inspiring from a lot of like comics and old horror movies, or computer, like old school computer stuff, and obviously since it's called Clayman, which is me in a sense, you know.
Yep.
Then you know, inflames stuff as well, but not trying to be overly inflames, because inflames is a whole different world. But you know, if you're into this band, you should definitely check it out for sure.
I saw some of the designs. I saw, was it the pixelated skull, the Game Over one that you
Yeah,
were wearing? That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
I need that.
yeah, man.
Are you gonna bring some down with you? You're gonna bring
I
some
don't know if that
down?
I don't know if that is sold out, because that's and I mean, the brand is called Clayman Limited, so we
Yeah.
do a run and then we don't want to do it again. So if you want to pick it up, you better, you know, hurry up, because if it's gone, it's gone, sort of. But yeah, that, you know, played a lot of old Nintendo and early like Commodore 64 and ZX Spectrum and all that. That's, you know, the 8-bit and the 16-bit and stuff like that. So that sort of inspired that shirt.
I love it, man. I'm all about it. All about it.
Yeah.
But, man, it looks like the year ahead's going to be pretty amazing for you too. You've got, you know, obviously coming back to Australia. You've got a massive run with Arch Enemy and Soilwork as well.
Work, yeah.
Man.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Yeah, old friends of ours, and we haven't toured in a while, but you know, I love those bands and where they have gone as well. It's very cool and inspiring to us to see too that they are still both pushing it, you know. So it's gonna be a big tour in Europe, and it's gonna be hit some big venues, and it's gonna be great. So if you want to travel, Europe is a good place in the fall.
Well, I'll tell you what, I got a plan. You're gonna put me in your suitcase.
Sure.
I'm a big dude, and then I'll just be
there. No problem. We got space.
You say that now. You're like, no, this ain't gonna get out.
Well, I know at the end of the day, it's my crew that has to deal with that shit, so I don't know.
Yes. But what else?
I can promise all kinds of things, but yeah.
Well, so what about new music as well? You guys got ideas looking forward?
Yeah, we have ideas. We have things, you know, nothing I can speak of, but yeah, there's stuff in the making.
Oh, come on, mate. It's your mate Nev.
No.
Okay.
No, we'll see what happens, you know, like, I mean, I still feel Foregone has time, you know, people are still finding it you know, today. And we're coming up to a year anniversary in a bit, and then, you know, I don't want to, yeah, as I said, I feel it still has some time for that album to be in its own world before we release something else, and it becomes the old album, you know.
No, it's still fresh. You're right. It is
a
damn good album. But hey, man, it's been awesome hanging out with you again. It's always a pleasure. And
thank you for having me, man. Yeah,
we're gonna have all the links down here. and on the website. So
Yeah, very cool, very cool. Yeah, people come out to see the shows. It's gonna be awesome night. Kreator's gonna be fucking fantastic, and we will try to do our best as well.
you're gonna crush it, dude. You do it. You can do it with your eyes closed. You can do it in your sleep.
I don't want to. I don't want to do it. I want to see the people. But yeah, yeah, we will. We will be all right for sure. It will be a good night.
I'll be there in Brisbane, man. I'll see you in Brisbane.
Sounds good. Yeah, sounds good.
All
Take
right,
care,
man.
man.
Take care, brother.
Yeah.
See ya.
Cheers, cheers, buddy.